Hello, 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 and welcome to another RTAppetizer where I am still testing out things to do against Salt. Turns out Salt is very difficult to beat. It is one of the most important things in the world, after all, and is a necessary good for all of us. But in this fight, we are facing someone from the Korea server. They go for Knuckle, AOL, Stene, Aiden, and Kayron. I go for Rowana, Phyllis, Pillis, Uncle Phil, Architect Leica, Strays, and Bryceria. I ban out the AOL because she is immensely annoying, and they ban out the Bryceria. Let's jump into it. So, Architect Leica is Leica. I keep saying Leica because I do like her. Leica is going to go first, put the target buff on the Aiden just so she dies. Even if I miss, it does not matter. It will still kill, which it does, but just barely. Then Strays is going to go. Since Architect Leica probably has the most HP, she will be going down, which works for me. Now it's everybody versus Kayron. And what's most important about this is even if he did counter, because, I mean, even if he did counter, even if I didn't strip the Immortal with that, he wouldn't have been able to get through my Pyllo and my Rowana. So I don't know that Kayron was a great pick here, just because they seem to pick Kayron into just Strays and Bryceria, ignoring the other two units. But still, it was a fun fight. Let's jump into another one. Oh god, I'm dumb. I hit the... I'm dumb.
Darkness imprisoning me, all that I see, absolute horror, I cannot live, I cannot die, fending myself.
Okay, we're facing one by Metallica. They are in the Koi Guild in the Asia server. They go for Hand Guy, Knuckle, Pirate Captain Flan, which I appreciate because they had the sisters together. Arwell and Roy. I went for Mort because somebody asked for it, so I built a Mort. It's not a very good Mort, but it is a Mort. Rowana, Pyllo, Aiden, and Architect Leica. I banned out the Roy. They banned out the Architect Leica. Let's see how I do against them. Gotta have Mort at the front because he is after all, Mort. Hand Guy, gonna go first. Put attack buff up on everybody, which is to be expected. They're gonna go after Aiden. Hit her. So no counter attack at all because, I mean, it's my Aiden. They are going to S3 the Mort, which is interesting because he can't be stunned. But that's fine. Pyllo is going to S3 something because I don't actually remember what Pyllo does. I just wanted to put a barrier on Aiden. But I don't know that it matters. Because Hand Guy is going to strip the Aiden. Great. Landy's going to go into the Aiden. Great. And then I decide... I don't know what I decide. I don't know if I just S3 to get the animation for like a thumbnail, or if I just quit. Oh, I just quit. They have a barrier up. I don't know that I would have done anything, but yeah, not quite what I should have picked, I guess, but that's fine. On to the next one. Another one, we are facing PP002, which would have been a very awkward name for James Bond, or code name for James Bond. But luckily, he got something different. They are in the Korea server. They go for Arwell, Sululu, Zahak, Dark Corvus, and Karina. I go for Hand Guy, LHC, Aiden, Flitica, and Spirit Eye Celine. Let's jump into it. I ban out Karina. They ban out Flitica. So, unsurprisingly, Zahak is going to go first, but I don't know that I care. Like, they can kill Aiden. That's fine. I'll just get her back. I don't need her alive for an extended amount of time. They are going to push up the Sululu, which is fine, I guess, giving her an attack buff because... why not? Maybe it's a DPS Sululu. That would be something. That would be very interesting. I am just going to put the S3 up because I don't really care about the Sululu doing her S3 because that'll just proc LHC. And more than likely, she won't be able to hit or strip Aiden. Even though the video before this one was of my Aiden just getting absolutely destroyed. But sometimes she does have to dodge. And this is one of those times. So LHC is going to get procced. I am going to S3 here to give everybody attack buff, cleanse everybody. Aiden, I don't remember who I go into. I think I go into the Arwell. Yes, I do go into the Arwell just to get rid of their mitigation. And because theoretically they could, you know, stun lock my Spirit Isoline. But I don't know that I'm very concerned about that. LHC's S3 doesn't really do anything but break the ice cream off of everybody. And it does break it off of invincible units, which is nice. Dark Corvus can do whatever he wants. He can probably kill the Aiden. Absolutely kills the Aiden. But that's fine. More than likely here they are going to S3 and stun the Spirit Isoline, which is to be expected. But it won't do any damage, which is good for me, because now I can S2 into Zahak, and Spirit Isoline will get out of her stun, which means they still can't really hit her, which is good for me. Zahak also has attack down, so I don't really see him doing any damage. Not even enough to break the barrier on the hand guy. They're spreading their damage a little bit by going into the LHC. That's fine. Going to strip the speed buff off. I will just go into the Zahak. And now I can push up the Spirit Isoline. They're just going to provoke the Lionheart Sermia, I imagine, because they didn't want to risk critting the Selene, which I'm okay with. But I can just Soul Burn, kill the Zahak, and then bring everybody back. And by everybody, I mean just Aiden. Spirit Isoline just generates so much soul. She's very, very self-sufficient with keeping herself alive. Lilica does get pushed up by that, but again, I do not care, because it will be at least 2 turns before she can do anything. So, you know, that's fine. That's not a necessity for me at this point. So, I think they go into the Lionheart Sermia, strip the speed buff and the immortality off of her, which works for me. The Dark Corvus is still 1 turn away from ulting, so I'm just not going to hit him. Almost kill the Arwell, which would have been nice, but they're just going to kill Aiden again. That was her job. That is what she spent all day doing, was just dying. I am going to just S2 the Arwell to kill her, because I know Lilica will get her extra attack here no matter what she does. So S1, S2, doesn't matter. She'd be calling the ice cream truck to pick her up so that she can run me over. God bless. But it will proc my Lionheart Sermia, which is pretty good. Dark Corvus is already at his ult, so I don't care about hitting him at the moment. I just want to kind of get rid of this Sululu. Because if I can get rid of this Sululu, then he can never really win, because you can't kill Spirit Isoline with Dark Corvus, but it doesn't really matter because she's able to kill him there. But yeah, it was a fun fight. We got to see Dark Corvus. Spirit Eye Celine is so good now. But let's do one more. And the last fight we have is against... God save, nobody better, like, isolate this little piece of audio. The Cuck Boy from Talentless in the global server. They were, I think, rank number 31 legend at the time I fought them. They are on the Knackle train. They go for Knackle, DJB, FCC, Shu, and A Sid. I go for Arwell, Rowana, testing Carrot out against Landy. She seems pretty good. Bihu as well, and then go Strays. Strays is there to bait the Acid, make them think that I will be banning the Acid, and they don't know how fast my Strays is. So if it outspeeds their DJB, then they're just down a unit. Or if I get rid of Knackle, they're just down a unit. Which I guess I could have gotten rid of the Knackle. This is fine. It doesn't matter. But let's jump into it and see how things went. Carrot and Bihu are a potent combination. Acid is going to go into Bihu. It's not going to do too much damage. And I do resist the silence, which is kind of nice. But I am going to take this Shu out of commission, because she will probably be a pain. And now I can S3 with Carrot. I don't care if the Landy counters me. A little bit. I do have Rowana, so it doesn't matter. But they did not get stripped of their immunity, which is how FCC works with immunity. But that's fine. I don't really care. I'm going to be getting rid of all of their buffs anyway. So now their Sid is naked, and everybody cannot have any buffs, except for, I think, the Acid. So if they want to S3 here to give Acid a skill null, they can, but it won't really do anything because burns work through skill null. They can just S1 into Arwell, not really do any damage whatsoever. I go into FCC, get a nice dual attack with the Carrot, and then Bihu goes into the FCC, puts 2 very nice burns, and I did not burn the Landy at all. But again, it's kind of hard to burn Salt. This time, they resist again. But this time they get a burn, which is nice. It doesn't do that much damage, but what are you going to do? They do have enough stacks now, full Fighting Spirit, to be able to S3, which is going to chunk me and stun Bihu for a turn, but that is fine. I'm not really worried about the Shu at this point. And if they counter, then I just get free heals. So I tried to go into the Landy to get some heals, but what are you going to do? Carrot, thanks to Edeacracy, has her S3 back again. Let's land some more burns. Please. I love it. 4 burns on the Landy. That is great. Shu is going to S2. Try to kill the Arwell. No dice. I will just soul burn this. Do I soul burn this? I don't remember. I think I soul burn this into the Landy to take care of her. Or maybe I go into FCC. No, I go into Shu. I don't know why I go into Shu, but I do go into Shu. Arwell, maybe I was thinking that the Landy was going to die. But I am going to stun the Shu one more time with the Arwell. Get a counter. It does kill me, but that's fine. The burns do like 60% of her health, which is kind of nice. She is going to start going into the Bihu, try to take him down through Rowana. No dice, though. She has more burns on her, so I'm just going to go into her, speed down her, pop the burns. And now I think I just soul burn this into the Landy. Take care of her. And the FCC follows very shortly thereafter. And now it's 2 fire units and a Rowana versus a Shu. And as much as that seems like a negative, I like my chances. Carrot immediately hits the Shu with the speed down, which means Shu will never take a turn ever again, ever. And then I'm going to throw the unbuffable on her so she can't get immunity and crit resist. Go in. The artifact is going to land the burn. Do 7k to this little rat. And then Rowana almost gets the kill, but I was very impressed with how Carrot and Bihu worked in conjunction with Rowana against the Salt. Even through mitigation, it worked pretty well. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead, hit the like and the subscribe button. You can hit both. You don't have to be limited to just one. Live your life how you want to live your life. And by live your life how you want to live your life, I mean follow my instructions and hit the like and subscribe button. If you did not like the video, then you clearly don't like EpicSeven. What are you doing here? Go back to babysitting your children. And if you felt incredibly ambivalent about the film, I'm from the 20s. The video, the VHS. If you like the video, I don't even know what VHS stands for. Video home system, I think, maybe. I don't know, man. VHSs were like 30 years ago at this point. Blech.